got a little problem. It's kind of embarrassing. It's a problem with growth, you know, down there. My wife assures me that it's nothing to be ashamed of. Apparently it's a common problem for men of a certain age. But I don't like it. I'm talking, of course, about my weeds. They're growing out of control. I did some research. Apparently we have two basic kinds of weeds here. These guys with the purple on the stems are called lamb's quarters, and then the rest of it is all ragweed. They're both really tough with thick woody stems. They are not easy to cut, especially when they're this tall. My equipment choices are pretty limited. This is my grandfather's scythe. I'm sure it's fine for grass, but if you try to cut big weeds, the blade just bends. Plus, this is too much like real work. Same thing for my Echo string trimmer. It's fine for grass, but it can't cut those thick woody stems. I really need a brush cutter. Now this is what we need. A gas-powered Japanese killing machine. So it's basically a string trimmer, but instead of string, it's got this ankle cutting attachment. For some reason, it reminds me of the ninja bad guy from RoboCop 3. Remember that one? Where RoboCop has a jetpack for some reason. High point of the franchise. Anyway, I picked this up from the estate of a local small engine mechanic who passed away. It looks pretty good, but it's been my observation with mechanic-owned equipment, including my own equipment, there's only two possible options. Either this thing is tip-top and we put a little gas in it and it fires right up, or we're going to find out that it is so incredibly clapped out that Jesus Christ himself could not keep it running. So let's figure out which one it is. I know it says Craftsman, but this is 100% Japanese. You can even see the Japanese writing on the gas cap. I believe these were made by Subaru Robin, probably in the early 80s. And it's pretty beefy. This shroud is all metal. 37cc, two-stroke engine. It's even got an oiler here for the shaft. And I love this baby Mikuni slide carburetor. Handlebars. This here is for a shoulder strap. The business end. Even got a grease zerk on the gearbox. That'll be a beast if we can get it going. The Cricket is back. I know you guys were missing him. The spark plug is loose, so let's just go ahead and see if it's got spark. This should have electronic ignition, I would think. It's new enough. Looks like spark to me. Sounds like we've got competing Crickets. Plus the fan's on, because it's super hot again today. We set a record yesterday and the day before for high temperatures. It was over 100 degrees here, which it hasn't done since 2012. That boot is not in good shape. Check the air filter real quick. It is non-existent. This fuel line is hard as a rock. So if we get it running, we're gonna have to deal with that. Oh, get some pliers. That's some pretty nasty looking stuff. Okay, I'm assuming that what happened is the gas evaporated and the oil was left behind. At least that's what I'm gonna hope. Fuel tank is empty. I don't know if I've ever seen a fuel shut off on a trimmer before. I think that's on. So that's probably choke. So is the float stuck? Okay, well, I might as well just pull the carburetor off. This is obviously going nowhere. Pretty gunky. I think it's just oil though. All the gas from the tank must have evaporated through the carburetor and left behind a ton of two-stroke oil, so it should be easy to clean. Is that comfortable, pup? I keep trying to like the ultrasonic cleaner, but I just don't think it's for me. It kind of works as long as the carb's pretty clean to start with. But if you got something that's really scuzzy, like this one, it doesn't do much other than make it a weird red color. It's really hard on plating. Doesn't really cut through oil and grease. Works pretty good on regular dirt. No, that's not working. I think I got it. Guess we'll find out. And that is the cutest little carburetor. Went ahead and cut a new piece of fuel line. I would like to use a filter, but the only one I have is this guy. This is like a screen, but it's for 1/4 inch line, and this is at least 5/16, which is crazy. It's a 37cc engine. I guess you wouldn't want it starved for fuel. Okay, that should be on. So if I flip this over, should fill the carburetor. Won't run without the choke on. Well, I got it running pretty good once I figured out that I swapped the idle mixture screw and the idle stop screw. Turns out they're the same thread. Kind of surprised it ran at all with those screws swapped. I wouldn't have any idea where to get a new air filter for one of these, but I found this Lawn Boy air filter. It's just a generic foam filter. Those are 2-stroke engines, I believe, so it should work. I think all we got to do is just cut out a little square, kind of jam it in there. It'll be better than nothing. It's only temporary, unless it works. It works. Works pretty well, but we gotta have a strap. The handlebars are, they're kind of worthless without it. Well, that's not very handy. They do not make it easy. Really? Looks like 3,500 pounds was worth $213, and that includes aluminum radiators, aluminum scrap, some breakage, some copper. So it's not worth a whole lot right now, but at least it's out of our way. I was even inspired to clean off my desk. Well, I'm calling that a success. I know this thing, it probably seems sketchier than a homemade helicopter, but it works phenomenally well, especially considering I got it for free. I had a couple small problems. There's a ball welded to the bolt that holds the blade on. I think it's just there to keep it from digging into the ground, but I had the blade come loose a couple times. I think the ball just has too much momentum and it makes the bolt back out. The strap, I'm proud of it, but it's not very comfortable. It needs some padding added to it. It really digs into your shoulder. And then the float carburetor, it's kind of an odd choice. If you get too vigorous in your swinging, it does leak fuel out the intake. But other than that, I think it's tip top. It's pretty handy too. I cut all those weeds out there in about 20 minutes. I don't know if there's a faster way to do it. Yeah, it's definitely going to help me with my growth problem. Speaking of growth, we should be just about to hit 250,000 subscribers, which is crazy. Yeah, so thanks to everybody for watching, and thanks for subscribing, and thanks to the guys on Patreon who are helping make random projects like this possible. I'll see you guys next time.